A World Cup semifinal. England's just minutes away from their first final in over 50 years. The fans are screaming. The atmosphere is absolutely electric. You can feel it in your bones. And then, in the 109th minute, Mario Mandzukic leaps, connects, and breaks English hearts. It's a scar that a whole generation of England fans will never forget, ever. But if you think that was just a one-off miracle, you don't know the real history of England versus Croatia. Every time these two proud footballing nations clash on the international stage, drama isn't just likely, it's guaranteed. From the infamous rain-soaked disaster at Wembley in 2007 that knocked England completely out of the Euros, to the brutal revenge matches that followed, to Moscow 2018, where Croatia stole the World Cup semi-final, this fixture has become one of international football's most fiercely contested modern rivalries. It's star-studded power versus unmatched tactical resilience. Let's start with the history books. On paper, England holds the overall advantage. No question. In their senior competitive history. England, 6 victories. Croatia, 3 victories. 2 matches ended in a draw. England has outscored Croatia 22 goals to 13 over the years. That's an average of 2.2 goals per game for England versus 1.3 for Croatia. But listen, football isn't played on paper. It's played on grass. It's played under pressure. It's played in extra time when your legs are screaming and your heart is pounding. And here's the real story. While England wins more often, Croatia has a brutal habit of winning the matches that hurt the most. They don't win the easy games against England. They win the big ones. The tournament ones. The ones that end dreams. That's the pattern. And we're going to prove it. Take November 2007, for example. England needed just a simple draw on home soil at Wembley to qualify for Euro 2008. Nothing fancy. Just a draw. Instead, Croatia rocked up, played with absolute freedom, and secured a shocking 3-2 victory. It knocked England completely out of the Euros. It sent the British media into a frenzy, and it left a permanent mark on English football history. Fast forward to July 11th, 2018. Moscow, the World Cup semifinal. England took an early lead through a brilliant Kieran Trippier free kick in the 5th minute. The stadium went quiet. England fans were already celebrating. But Croatia's legendary midfield spine, led by the evergreen maestro Luka Modric, simply refused to back down. They dragged England into deep water. They outlasted them in extra time. And in the 109th minute, Mario Mandzukic scored that fateful header that sent Croatia to the World Cup final. That's not just a win. That's psychological warfare. And then England did manage to exorcise some of those ghosts. 2009, a 5-1 thrashing in World Cup qualifiers. Ouch! Euro 2020, a tense 1-0 group stage win thanks to a Raheem Sterling goal. But the psychological warfare between these two sides remains entirely alive. Croatia never fears England. And England knows they can never, ever afford to switch off. One mistake, Croatia pounces. Now, let's pivot to present day and look at how both teams are performing right now, as of June 2026. England enters the frame showing massive defensive stability. Out of their last 5 international fixtures, 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, goals scored, 9, goals conceded, 3. That an average of 1.8 goals per game scored and 0.6 goals per game conceded. Elite-level numbers. They're coming off back-to-back clean sheet victories. 3-0 win over Costa Rica. 1-0 tactical victory over New Zealand. Now, there was a minor 1-0 slip-up against Japan that showed they can sometimes struggle to break down low blocks. But overall, this England squad looks incredibly balanced, solid, and disciplined. Under their current manager, England's defense has been one of the best in Europe. Only 3 goals conceded in 5 matches. That's championship-level defensive discipline. And let's talk about the midfield. England's average possession in their last 5 matches, 54%. They're not dominating possession, but they're efficient with it. They score when they need to. They defend when they have to. That's the winning formula. Croatia, on the other hand, they tell a completely different story in their last 5 matches. Out of their last 5 international fixtures, 3 wins. 2 losses. Goals scored. 8. Goals conceded. 9. That's an average of 1.6 goals per game scored and 1.8 goals per game conceded. Defensively, they've been leaking goals, falling 2-0 to Belgium and 3-1 to Brazil in recent friendlies. Not pretty. But here's the catch, and this is critical. You can never judge Croatia solely on friendlies. They are an incredibly clutch tournament team, like championship DNA. Just look at their latest fixture, a gritty 2-1 win over Slovenia, where they fought until the very last second, with Mario Pasalic scoring a dramatic winner in the 92nd minute. They might look vulnerable at the back in friendlies, but their DNA is built on survival and resilience. In tournament play, Croatia's defense tightens up significantly. They've conceded an average of just 0.8 goals per game in their last 10 World Cup and Euro matches. That's the difference. Friendlies equals leaking goals. Tournaments equals locking it down. And their average possession in their last 5 matches, 58%. They control the game. They slow it down. They dominate the middle third. That's Croatia's identity. Tactically, this is a beautiful chess match. England sets up to exploit. Explosive pace on the wings. Intense attacking depth. High-tempo pressing. They want to play fast. They want to press aggressively in transition. They want to use their athletic edge to overwhelm teams in the final third. England's average goals in the 60 to 90-minute window, 34% of their total goals. They get stronger as the game goes on. Croatia plays the exact opposite way. They are the masters of tempo control. They don't mind defending. They rarely panic under pressure. Their entire tactical identity is designed to slow the game down, dominate possession in the middle third, suffocate the opposition's midfield, strike with clinical precision when England's press begins to tire. Croatia's average goals in the 60 to 90-minute window, 22% of their total goals. They're stronger early than they grind. That's the difference. England gets stronger as the game goes on. Croatia gets more desperate. 8 to 9:30. Key players. The showdowns that will decide the game. This brings us to the key player matchups that will decide everything. For England, the spotlight shines directly on their attacking catalyst, Jude Bellingham, playing between the lines. His ability to drive forward from midfield, break defensive lines, link up with Harry Kane, is crucial. If Croatia manages to crowd him out and isolate him, England's attack can become incredibly stagnant. Bellingham's stats this season: 12 goals, 8 assists, 35 matches across all competitions. Expected goals: 10.4. He's overperforming. Elite finishing. For Croatia, the heartbeat of the nation remains the evergreen maestro, Luka Modric. Even as the years roll on, Modric defies time. At 38 years old, he's still averaging 1.2 key passes per game, maintaining a pass completion rate of 89%, numbers that rival players half his age. His spatial awareness, his ability to escape tight presses, his world-class passing range. That's exactly how Croatia neutralizes high-pressing teams. If Modric is given time to dictate the rhythm of the game, England will find themselves chasing shadows. So when you take the heavy weight of history, the recent form, the tactical setups, the player metrics, even venue factors, who actually wins the next chapter of this epic rivalry? To get an objective answer, we fed all of this data into an advanced AI predictive model. Here's what the data reveals. First, the AI predicts a major battle for the ball. It calculates 52% possession probability for Croatia, 48% for England. The model expects Croatia's midfield to successfully slow down the pace of the game for long stretches. But when it comes to impact in the final third, England's bench strength gives them a massive edge. In the final 30 minutes of a match, England's squad depth creates a sharp spike in chance creation efficiency. England's goals in the 60 to 90-minute window, 34%. Croatia's goals in the 60 to 90-minute window, 22%. That's the difference maker. Taking everything into account, the final AI probability matrix stands at outcome probability. England victory 45%. Croatia victory 28%. Draw extra time/penalties, 27%. The final verdict from the AI? A tight, highly tactical, low-scoring affair. The model predicts a 1-0 or 2-1 win for England. Here's why. While Croatia will control the tempo early on, England's explosive options off the bench in the second half will ultimately break the deadlock and secure the win. Expected goals from the model. England, 2. Croatia, 1. England's superior attacking depth and clinical finishing in the final third give them the edge. The data points toward a narrow England victory. But if football history has taught us absolutely anything, it's that you can never, ever count Croatia out when the lights are brightest. They thrive on being the underdog. They love nothing more than silencing the English media. Mandzukic's 2018 header proved that. Modric's leadership proved that. Croatia's DNA is built on shocking the world. England has the odds, but Croatia has a heart. And in football, heart beats odds all the time. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you agree with the AI prediction? Or do you think Croatia is going to shock the Three Lions once again? Drop your exact score predictions in the comment section below. I'm reading every single one. And I'm pinned to the top comment with the most accurate prediction after the game. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, thumbs up. Subscribe for more elite football analysis. Share this video with a friend who's obsessed with England versus Croatia. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one, and bye for now.